Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yep, what's good, original crew, man? We're back in the channel. Back on the channel, not in the channel. We in the channel too, though. Back on the channel, man. We got a new, not new Just Thought Lounge, just new for us.
It's new for us, yeah.
But another Just Thought Lounge. The latest Just Thought Lounge we was getting ready to do. Well, we already did a body cam for it.
Yeah, so, we realized that
So if you want to check that body cam, I forgot the title.
There's just so many.
Yeah. But we have done it pertaining to that case. But to that case, man, we got bad acting and lies led police to the killer, the murder of Barry
Schmalbach. And
Barry
I know
Schmalbach.
that's wrong. If I'm saying it, it's wrong.
Kind of true. Hey, make sure y'all check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go. If you want to first support, you got to do check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's video,
like it with a thumbs up.
Hey, let's get it. Let's check this out. Let's see what's about. You ready?
I'm ready.
On the night of July 19th, 2023, desperate cries were heard emanating from Barry Schmalbach's condo in Cape Coral. In the days that followed, no one saw Barry. Messages sent from his cell phone were at first odd, then they ceased entirely. Barry's boyfriend, his closest friends, and his family spoke with police. Though by the time investigators began retracing his steps, it seemed it was too late. Hi there, I'm Kevin and welcome to Just Thought Lounge. Today's case is about a man who worked hard, made lifelong friends, and then met a terrible fate. It's a harsh reminder to be cautious about who you let into your life. Sometimes people are not as they seem.
That's fast.
Let's take a look.
Ain't that right, see?
Of course, yeah. Most definitely.
Cape Coral is a quaint coastal community in southwest Florida. With over 400 miles of waterways, its extensive canal network has earned the city the affectionate nickname, the Venice of America. 56-year-old Barry Schmalbach relocated from Naples, Florida to Cape Coral in 2022, purchasing a corner condo unit in a welcoming building on Beach Parkway. Years before, Barry had left his role as vice president and head of the buying department for paper goods and equipment at a restaurant supplier in Chicago, Illinois. In Florida, he started his own business and experienced continued success. But now, he could also enjoy more of the sunshine. Barry had done just that. He was close with his neighbors, often spending time together at the communal pool. The group was so involved in each other's lives, they joked that the building was just like the old TV show, Melrose Place. In recent months, they had a new addition, Barry's new boyfriend, 35-year-old Christopher Davis.
How old was Barry? 56. And Christopher, 35. You know why Christopher around. Christopher trying to get taken care of. We all can see that.
Christopher moved in with Barry after just a couple of months. They met at a Cinco de Mayo party hosted by a mutual friend. However, by late July, their whirlwind romance was already on the rocks. Miguel Blanco, one of Barry's longtime friends in Cape Coral, awoke on the morning of Thursday, July 20th, 2023, to find a voicemail that Barry had left him the night before. The timestamp of the message was 8:21 p.m.
Hey, it's me. Give me a call. I need your help. I need to get rid of this idiot because I can't take it anymore.
Miguel returned Barry's call but received no answer. His next call was to Christopher. It seemed obvious from the frustration expressed in Barry's message that the two had at least been arguing, if not formally ending, their relationship. Miguel assumed Barry needed help moving Christopher out of the condo. But when he checked in, Christopher sent Miguel a Christopher out of the condo. But when he
Baby, if you are mad at me for something, I am so sorry. I apologize. Please just speak to me, baby. I am beginning to worry too. Too many babies. What is going on? Are you somebody else? Just say something. We're done with this. What day was that? What day?
Did he call Miguel? Or
I'm saying, like, I know it was on the 19th. They called Miguel. Miguel, I want to say I think he said it was a Thursday.
if it's the same that's on here. Yeah.
July 19th is on. Reason why I'm looking at it right here said Thursday. So my thing is, could these messages been falsified? You get what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, we all know they are.
checked in, Christopher sent Miguel a screenshot of his last exchange with his boyfriend. The last message read, "I'm fine. I'm staying with friends for a few days. I need some space. Please stop calling me."
Because Miguel called him on this day. He didn't answer. Mm-hmm. So if Miguel called him on the same day he texts you back, supposedly, why wouldn't he answer Miguel's phone call?
Right.
Blurred out in the messages were an abundance of curse words scattered amongst Christopher's angry demands and pleas to his boyfriend. Miguel and his husband Tom scrutinized the exchange. They had known Barry for nearly 10 years. His response did not strike them as genuine. The two friends agreed. If someone spoke to Barry in an aggressive way, he would give the same energy back.
Because he's from Chicago.
They saying like he don't let people talk to him like that.
Ain't he from Chicago?
But that's where, that's where.
Well, that's where he was residing for.
Yeah, I don't know where he's from.
I ain't gonna lie. People up north give you tone for tone. They aggressive. You aggressive to them, they right back. That's because the response was very soft. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I came more like Southern hospitality. He from no. I'm just saying from so a couple people out of Memphis, they match tone with tone, like they said.
Neither believed that Barry had written that message.
Oh, they cussing. He would have cut your ass right back out.
Miguel and Tom arrived at the condo building on Beach Parkway the following day.
You said what?
I feel well. No, I ain't gonna say anybody.
A lot of
some
people.
would.
A lot of people would.
Some people wouldn't, but
yeah,
you ain't about to talk to me, punk. I don't care.
She said, "I'm at your tone with tone too."
That's just how I am, but everybody different though.
Yeah.
But they know they friend. They like that don't sound like him. They know something up.
Miguel and Tom arrived at the condo building on Beach Parkway the following day to check in on their friend. Barry's Jeep was missing from the parking lot. They found 2 packages addressed to his business outside of his doorway. There was no response when they knocked on the door. Tom and Miguel used the spare key Barry had given them to let themselves into the condo. Inside, they were shocked by the state of the home. Barry was an unfailingly tidy individual. The word most often used to describe his habits was meticulous. Everything had its place. That was not what Miguel and Tom found in the condo that Friday evening. Items sat out. They noted mud tracked around on the floor. Lights had been left on. It was so uncharacteristic of their dear friend that it set off alarm bells. Disturbed, they left the business packages on the counter inside, and the pair left. They went home and called the police. Miguel and...
I wouldn't went home and called the police. I would have called the police right in and there.
I wondered if they like...
Reason why, because it's still, now your DNA is on the scene anyways, but you do have a reason you can be in the apartment because your friend gave you a key, so you have access to the home. So that already, but your DNA now... So I'm just saying for the judges and they can, or the lawyers, they can use that, say, hey, how can y'all not say it was inside that's why I would have called the police before I even step foot in the home. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, I got a key. I have access to the home.
Tom were not the only ones to contact law enforcement. The following morning, Christopher Davis called the non-emergency line.
My boyfriend, I haven't heard from him in a few days. He did tell me that he wanted some space and he needed a few days, but his friends haven't heard from him, and I'm concerned. I wasn't trying to be nosy, but he left his Apple Watch here, and messages were coming in. Apparently, he had an Italian dinner with someone last night.
So you said that he had messages coming in last night, so he was on his phone?
I don't know. I don't see what he typed. It's an Apple Watch. A message popped in from a 23 number, and it said, "How did you feel about that Italian dinner last night? How about Chinese tomorrow?"
Okay.
But his other friends have not heard from him. His friend Miguel has not heard from him, and I have not heard from him. He did message me and tell me that he wanted space for a few days.
Right.
And someone came in our house and put packages on the counter, so I think he was here last night because there's packages on the counter, but I don't.
And even what you said, this 2-3 number. Normally, I'm pretty sure if he's talking to somebody, he got their number saved. Did you go out and buy like some type of phone and you still like sending like messages, making it seem like he's alive, and then also now so these packages. Now he's maybe, but then I mean it's easy for the friends to be like no,
but
we
now
went to check on him.
But now also without an officer being.
Yeah, I get that. Like that's up to for them
now
to
that's
do their
on,
job to be able to.
But now that's his lawyer can say, we don't have no definite proof whether or not who brought the packages in. So the timeline, a fired lawyer, just if you can afford a fired lawyer can.
But then I'm pretty sure with all the other
I'm just saying, like,
I know just with that piece that you have.
Going forward, if anybody's in a situation like this, even if you have a key, you haven't heard from someone, you haven't got in communication with them, you can rob there, but also have somebody doing a wellness check and say, hey, I have a key. I do have permission to go inside the home. So now you can give the officer permission to go inside the home. Mm-hmm. Because you have a key. Mm-hmm. As long as the door open, you can go on inside. You just never know.
Okay, so I'll have an officer come out and meet with you. It doesn't sound like he's missing if he's still coming and dropping stuff off and having dinners. But what is his name?
Barry Schmalbach.
Can you spell that for me, please?
An officer for the Cape Coral Police Department was dispatched to speak with Christopher. The 35-year-old was simultaneously emotional over his missing boyfriend, while maintaining that there was likely no real reason for concern.
So my boyfriend Barry hasn't been home in a few days. He told me he was going with friends. His friends called me today, said that they haven't heard from him. Now I'm calling. I'm beginning to get in the middle stages of worried. He did leave his Apple Watch here. I just turned it on. And apparently he was having an Italian dinner with someone last night. And I think that thing might be taking like a different kind of shape, but he is not responding to me or his friends.
So I saw in the notes, it said that he needed some space. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So we have like an open relationship, and he's been talking to guys on Grindr and like doing that kind of thing, and so that's what that's what I took the space to mean, and it's because he goes out of town all the time. And if you want to look at my phone, I can show you. He's done this 3 or 4 times, where he's
I always say that's a red flag when people be like, oh, they done this how many other times?
Like giving all this information that...
It's too much. Because you call the police. If he's done this several other times before,
why is this time different? Why are you so worried this time? What makes this time different? You know what I'm saying?
What makes this what you want the bells and, you know?
Christopher showed the officer previous messages between himself and Barry, which he suggested showed that this behavior was not atypical of his boyfriend. Nonetheless, he thought he should file a report.
And then if you look here, if you want to go back, you can see where like he's ghosted me before.
What day was this?
4 days. This one right here.
Yeah. What is all that? Is that from yesterday?
No. This is from another time. This is from about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Where he did this same thing, which is why I did initially like freak out, but like more and more frequently, and I don't know if he's got maybe he's got like a drug problem or like he said, like he does business from home. I don't know.
Okay.
And so he leaves and goes. He was just in.
I don't work. You snap.
Wisconsin for 2 weeks.
That's
He was
crazy.
in Los Angeles San Diego for 2 weeks. He was just in Chicago before that.
Okay. So when is the last time that you...
This is what I'm saying. It's like, this has happened.
Is this all you?
Yeah, this is all me.
Okay, he's not responding back.
Yeah, so that was on July 5th.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Is like, this happens all the time.
So why call the police?
So I don't know what to do, but I wanted to go ahead and file a report because his friends are now saying that like I need to because he's not responding.
If this is normal behavior, his friends shouldn't panic either.
So obviously it's not
normal behavior.
And you saying like, oh, all of these things he's doing and he's on work. He's working. So if all these times that he's not responding to you when you want him to, is it because he's working? Because he travels for work and he's busy and he's whatever? Or are you saying that he leaves his house and go be with other people for days at a time? Which one? Like, I
get where you're going. I get where you're going because every time you keep saying he's on work, something dealing with work. This time you trying to insinuate that, which is different.
And also, if y'all have an open relationship, then him being to dinner with someone wouldn't even like be something that you know what I'm saying? But whatever.
Too many red flags.
And friends.
Christopher then pointed to communication that came through Barry's Apple Watch, which he had inexplicably left at home. Those messages suggested he had been out recently having dinner with an unknown companion.
So this is what I found.
What do you have his
Everybody's messaging him, where are you, where are you, where are you? And then this came up.
Yes, he does.
Let's see.
And this was, I'm sorry. And this was yesterday.
I know dramatic because I'm dramatic.
And he does have his cell phone with him?
Yes. But yeah, so I was on my way to Walmart today, and his friend called and was like, "Hey, what's up?" And I was like, "Nothing. I'm on my way to Walmart." And he was like, "Where's Barry?" And I was like, "I thought Barry was with you." Because that's what he meant. Because that's what I thought he said when he said he was going to go stay with friends.
Right. You said he does go out of town?
He goes out of town, yeah.
All right. Is his vehicle here? Did he take his vehicle?
No, he didn't take his vehicle, but he never takes his vehicle.
Does he like an Uber or something like that? Does
Yes.
he go to the airport?
Yes. Every time he goes to the airport, every single time, he never takes the car out of town.
Given the circumstances, the officer agreed that they did not need to follow through with a formal missing persons report right away. Since there appeared to be communication from Barry recently, Christopher was advised to wait a day or two.
Technically,
But he knows that I track him. That's one of the freaking arguments that we got into. It's because I turned
and it could be.
find my iWatch on his phone because I thought it was chill.
And it
So
could
he
be.
left it here to be an asshole.
It could be. I mean, like I said, I don't know what you all do and what type of relationship you got or anything like that, but it seems like he needed some space. He wanted to head out. He maybe didn't want to talk to anybody around here for a while. And obviously, from the looks of it, he should be back. He's got all his stuff. Okay. Yep. But like I said, I can document it that I did talk to you. Do you have a driver's license?
I do have to find it.
Christopher failed to locate his driver's license for the officer, but did provide him with information. Born in Homer, Alaska, Christopher provided the birth date of June 9th, 1989.
You go by Chris or Christopher? Christopher, what's your middle initial?
G.
And date of birth?
6/9/89.
And it's out of Alaska, you said? You out of Florida?
No, Alaska.
It is Alaska? Last name is Davis?
Yes.
Okay, it's not coming back. Middle initial G? Did you change the name or anything like that?
No.
I mean, it is a popular name. I mean, Davis is popular, but... Well, anyways, like I said, Christopher, give it a little bit of time. Like I said, he needed space.
And the fact that you brushed it off.
Oh, sorry.
Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah,
You ain't coming back.
You can do that.
He's just
And you
ready.
just brushed it off.
He's just ready to leave.
Police
That's
would
a red
later
flag.
determine that Christopher Davis's real date of birth is June 8th, 1988, not the date he gave and verified to the officer that day.
Did he have an open warrant?
It had to been something. And the fact that you just brushed it off
You want
in
me to
itself
tell
is
you,
a red flag on the, like,
this interaction demeanor type of situation and how the officers reacting in this situation gives me very much so similar to like Jeffrey Dahmer in that situation with the little boy. They like, oh, I don't know what y'all got going on, but
because even like, I hate when they say every time like they're dealing with like a gay couple or something like that. I don't really know what y'all got going on in your relationship. Da 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 da. I mean,
like
it's
any
like
other
any other
relationship.
deal. Like, what are you talking? Like, just do your job.
Facts.
It doesn't matter who it is. Do your job.
Facts.
Like
we have a
that
missing
bugs
individual, and he didn't gave off too many red flags. But it's the notion that as a couple that I might not be comfortable being like, stop that shit. If you're gonna do the job, do the job.
It doesn't matter what the relationship. Do your job.
That's all we
Period.
ask.
Had he provided the correct information, they would have immediately discovered that he was wanted on 2 active arrest warrants, one in Georgia for a probation violation for fraud, and another in South Carolina for a probation violation for larceny.
I told you,
Man, he ain't probably even in out of Alaska. From Alaska. Whatever. I can't think. Cause what?
But also, I told you, I said, how old is he?
35.
I said he ain't got no business to be with this man.
For a fraud, yeah.
That man is 56, you're 35. Then he said, I have no job. When Barry said your ass gotta go, you said, like, got me fucked up. I ain't got no money. I ain't got no job.
I ain't got nothing.
He don't want to work.
He has nothing.
And you killed the man and you riding around in his car. Somebody, he always
got a
how many people you know just leave out of town and don't put their car with a family, especially traveling like that for a week, because he said he leaves for 2 weeks or longer. Somebody, a family member gonna have my cars, a friend, somebody, it's gonna be at somebody's house or something. Not,
Now, we'll grant, like, yes, if I stay somewhere that, like, it's actually in the garage or something. That's different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's 100%.
Or you may have somebody that watches the house and come over and to see about things or whatever.
But he always leave his.
But,
on, bro.
Yeah.
No, you be ripping and running his car. You ain't have no place to stay. So you've been using this man for his financial.
But I never understand the fact that you like, I don't have anything, right?
So I'm gonna take your life.
So I'm going to take your life, but also the fact that you think that you are never going to get caught or whatever, especially right now in this day, and like you feel like that it won't come back on you.
Some people do get.
You still going to be without everything, like, so I never understand what's the reason for taking someone's life, like, and
I get you on that. Because it doesn't.
I can't wrap my head around it, but yeah.
It was Miguel and Tom who insisted a missing persons report be filed that day. After they did so, police returned to the condo to speak with Christopher. He told them that he witnessed Barry leaving in someone else's vehicle, possibly an Uber, 2 days before, on July 20th.
You would have mentioned that.
However, there was further reason to doubt this assertion.
Right.
Barry had recently experienced some health issues and had an ongoing heart condition. Following his recovery from a serious heart attack, Barry had taken a series of steps to ensure his well-being. First, he began walking every morning, rising at 5 a.m. and covering 5 to 6 miles on foot each day.
Oh, shit.
He also changed his diet, lost a significant amount of weight, and began taking medication. Inside the condo, investigators found Barry's heart medication. Inside of a backpack near to his desk, they also found his passport.
Oh, yeah.
Then, crucially, in a wallet containing Christopher Davis's driver's license, they retrieved a handful of credit cards, each one under the same name, Barry Schmalbach.
Wow.
He was standing over there by the pool, and all the cops were here, and I was like, hey man, what's up? He's like, hey, and I'm like, you know what's going on? And he said, yeah, they're searching my condo. And I was like, ooh, that's no good. And he said, yeah, my boyfriend's missing.
It's been 7 days.
It's not your condo.
No contact with anybody for 7 days. That's not normal for anybody that's even upset. That's not normal not to contact anybody for 7 days.
He's just still living there. You would think he would have fled like he.
It was Wednesday, July 26th, when police launched a formal investigation into Barry's disappearance, calling the circumstances suspicious.
So this is the reason why we're holding the news conference today, is because this is abnormal behavior. So that being said, him not contacting his family is not something that he normally would do. So that's why it's going to be a heightened missing persons case, and that's why we're here today.
The last verifiable sighting of Barry was 1 week prior, on Wednesday, July 19th, the same day he left the voicemail on Miguel's phone. That night, Barry had also been in contact with a close friend in Chicago, Rosalie Falico. At just past 6 p.m., he wrote to Rosalie, "I am at the bar with my BF, but I am so done with this BS. Please call me tomorrow. I miss you so much."
My best friend of 40 years. His name is Barry. He lives in Cape Coral, Florida. I think I was the last message that he had on July 19th. He was out at a bar on Wednesday, the 19th of July. I'm sure in Cape Coral.
Barry was spotted with Christopher that evening at Cruiser's Lounge, a local gay bar. Witnesses at the bar reported that the couple appeared to be having a disagreement. It came to an end when Barry paid the tab and walked out of the building. Christopher was chasing after him. Cameras captured the couple walking home just before 8:30 p.m. Barry in the blue shirt and Christopher in black. Barry must have left his voicemail for Miguel during the walk. The cameras placed the couple back in the condo by 8:30. At around that time, from the unit just below, Barry's neighbor Kimberly reported hearing noises. She later described them as someone being tossed around. A voice cried out, "No, no, no," followed by a muffled whimper. She said later that she felt she had been listening to someone take their last breath.
Wow.
Why y'all? Another thing, why be taking y'all so long to speak?
Because, so I know a lot of times in certain situations, people like,
I know your ass calling.
You just never know,
I know your
if
ass
you're in
calling.
a situation. But I'm the type of person, I've always been like this, but I think even more now is more heightened. I am definitely like.
I remember we had a neighbor, y'all, that was living next to us. They done moved out. It was the couple before, right? Mm-hmm. And we didn't see them for, I think it was about 5 days. Didn't see any movement. She said, "I'm gonna give it up to a week. Then I'm calling the police."
And I think that was too long.
And they were gone out of town.
And I think that was too long.
She was
but
just
I said,
like, the car was there.
The car was there and everything. I said, okay, I'm gonna give it one more day because I don't want to be like that neighbor. Then because some people be like, "Why you in our business?" Like if I was to call it, if it was, and if it was, well, it wasn't nothing. They was out of town. Yeah. But like why?
And we didn't see them leave out of town. We didn't see them. So we just, I assumed
was just like, oh my gosh, I hope
overnight.
Nothing has happened. I was like, but I haven't heard anything either over there. So I was like, maybe everything good and maybe they just left, like, during the night or something, whatever. But I felt bad because I was like, what if something did and I waited that long and I
don't know.
So now I be on like high alert. Like I be like, even like our next door neighbor over here. I said, if he's not back by tomorrow, I'm calling.
Oh, you talking about him?
Mm-hmm,
when he was gone out of town?
He was gone. And I think he showed up probably like later on at night or something like that.
I can't remember.
I said, you better be lucky, boy, because I was about to go.
You didn't say nothing about him, though. I do know that one
definitely
time.
Them, but I had that in my head. I said, his car has been like in the same position for like days. I hope nothing has happened. And maybe, I am that type of person because I just pay attention to.
But if I heard some stuff going on like this, and
I'm definitely
above
like,
me,
if I hear it,
no,
I'm calling.
The sounds were so disturbing that they sent chills down her spine.
Why didn't they call the police? I mean, if you hear, I'm really upset about that too. They should have called the police. Or somehow, oh, hey, we can hear you down here. Maybe it would have stopped them, I would have called the cops or banged on the wall and said, hey, I can hear you down here. Something, to startle him out of the state that he must have been in when he did this to my brother.
The last message Rosalie received from Barry that night had been only minutes before the neighbor heard the disturbing noises coming from inside his condo. That last message read, "It's okay, I love him. He's a knucklehead, but I can't wait to speak to you. I've had a few.
That's not from him.
Nah.
That's not from him. He went through his phone, seeing who all he texting so he can cover his little tracks and make it seem like everything good so no one will be alarmed to be like, oh, you know.
Christopher Davis left the condo on Beach Parkway at 9 p.m. that night. He drove Barry's Jeep to a local Walmart where he was captured on camera using cash to purchase a plastic 12 by 24 foot tarp alongside 2 rolls of duct tape. He also bought a chocolate milk.
Oh, bro.
The next morning, he made his regular stop at Starbucks, telling the barista that Barry wasn't with him because he was busy working.
Oh, wow.
His next stop was at a Lowe's hardware store. At roughly 8:45 a.m., he walked out of the store pushing a new red hand trolley used to move heavy materials. Then he went on a bit of a shopping spree. He goes to Publix where he purchased some fried chicken and an iced tea using Barry's credit card. At Target, he was captured while checking out with a few small purchases, again with Barry's card. At that store, he is shown accessing an ATM. Later that day, a phone call was placed to PNC Bank from someone claiming to be Barry Schmalbach, seeking to have a card connected to his phone. The caller struggled to respond to the security questions, though ultimately had the card connected for his use.
How?
He knows
today.
You just added my card to the phone.
Let's start by getting your social security number.
He would have
Yes, absolutely.
gain access to it.
That's somewhere here. You know your social. That alone would have been...
Thank you. Your mother's maiden name?
Jacqueline.
That's her maiden name?
Oh, I'm so sorry. It's been a long night.
Over the following days, the purchases continued. Gas for the Jeep, further stops at ATMs and bank machines to withdraw cash, and purchases at Walmart. Christopher also searched for aesthetic treatments and booked appointments for cosmetic procedures.
Shut up.
2 days after Barry was reported missing, Christopher spent over $1,400 of his boyfriend's money on Botox, fillers, and a trip to a nail salon for a manicure.
Wow.
Investigators later located some of the items they believed Christopher Davis used to clean up after he had killed his boyfriend inside the condo. They found the packaging for the trolley in the trash at the building, alongside pieces of the newly purchased duct tape. They also found a phone case in the trash that matched Barry's device, but not Christopher's. They did not find Barry's phone. The discovery of this evidence was crucial, because the steps that Christopher took next made it nearly impossible to find what they were really looking for. Barry Schmalbach. License plate readers tracked Barry's Jeep, driving 2 hours east towards Clewiston and Montura in Hendry County. The area is extremely rural, characterized by large green spaces. On his way, Christopher made a few stops. At a Walmart, he got some cash and bought 2 air fresheners, one to hang from the rearview mirror, and the second a spray bottle that was later found in the Jeep's trunk. He also stopped at an Ace hardware store. There, he used cash to purchase a large pickaxe as well as a shovel. Arriving in Montura, Christopher booked a one-night stay in an Airbnb using his brother Tyler's account. After checking in, he told his host that he would be going out for a run. Christopher's cell phone placed him at the Airbnb before the device was powered off for roughly 3 hours. When it came back onto the network, he was no longer at the rental, but about 5 miles away, returning in the Jeep. License plate readers captured a clean vehicle driving out, then a mud-splattered, externally filthy vehicle upon his return. Where exactly he went in this 3 hours, however, could not be determined. He left the Airbnb in a similar state of disarray. Furniture had been moved, mud was on the floor, and an excessive amount of sand in the shower. In over 10 years, the host said they had never seen anything like it. Christopher may have left his overnight rental a mess, but he had cleaned himself up. Over more than 24 hours, he had been captured wearing the same black tank top and shorts that he had worn to Cruiser's Lounge on July 19th. Returning from the Clewiston area on the 21st, however, Christopher had on a new outfit. He purchased some new toiletries and a hot dog. His last stop was at the same Ace Hardware where he had purchased the pickaxe and shovel, but this time he pulled into the back of the store next to a large recycling bin. Into the bin, he began to toss items, including the pickaxe. An employee of the store monitoring the cameras from inside confronted him as he lifted the shovel from the back of the Jeep. Not only was he not permitted to dispose of items in those dumpsters, but he was trying to recycle them. Christopher was prompted to remove the pickaxe. It was left sitting next to the bin as he drove away. It was not until the next day that he called to report Barry missing. Once Christopher's movements had been traced, searches for Barry's body in the Manchuria area were undertaken. Investigators described the process as looking for a needle in a haystack. They drove out from the Airbnb into the surrounding countryside, attempting to deduce which areas appeared to be accessible from the road. They were looking for any logical indication of where Christopher would choose to pull into the brush. And it was rough terrain. If he had hidden Barry somewhere in the area as they suspected, they expected Christopher to be covered in scratches. As it turns out, he was. On Tuesday, August 1st, Christopher Davis was arrested on his outstanding warrant out of South Carolina and taken into custody by Cape Coral Police. 2 days later, his arrest was made public. Police announced...
You said what?
I said he had the long sleeve on.
But he
when
still...
the police that came to the house that day. Some of the police that came to the house that day.
Yeah.
The missing report.
Yeah, like a long sleeve t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he had got all them scratches from them branches and he deep off in them woods. Because honestly, bro, I done had to do some shit. I hate it. You got to go long sleeve and long. Oh, I know he got, because he had shorts on. So I know his legs fucked up. I hate work. Boy, I done had to do some work in the past.
Coral Police. 2 days later, his arrest was made public. Police announced they had a person of interest in Barry's case, but failed to name Christopher Davis.
Mr. Schmalbach has not been heard from or seen since the evening of July 19th, 2023, near the 1800 block of Beach Parkway East here in Cape Coral, near his home. At this time, we do have a person of interest. However, I'm unable to name that person today. Our detectives continue to actively pursue all leads and process pertinent evidence in our attempt to locate Mr. Schmalbach.
Eventually, Christopher was extradited back to South Carolina, where he was handed a 5-year sentence for his parole violations. Thankfully, it did not take that long for Lee County prosecutors to seek an indictment for murder. In January, Cape Coral Police announced Christopher had been charged with Barry Schmalbach's murder, and they had issued an arrest warrant to have him brought back to Lee County.
This has culminated with the issuance of an arrest warrant for Christopher Davis on 1 count of second-degree murder, 1 count of tampering with evidence, and 9 counts of fraudulent use of...
Damn, it's not second-degree murder, but I get it, but it's not second-degree murder. It's not. When that man knew that he was going to kick him out, he immediately knew in his head, I'm finna kill you. That's the premeditation. Premeditation.
But that'd be hard to...
But premeditation automatically, there's no definite proof of premeditation, right? There's no, which is, you know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I be like, I get second degree. Because like you said, it's hard to prove. But time period premeditation could be 10 seconds before. It's just the notion that you made up in your mind that I'm finna intend to kill you. That's, but second degree murder is say, hey, while I'm doing something, I murdered you. That's second degree or manslaughter. But first degree, you have to make up in your mind with the intent to kill someone. You're doing something deliberately with the intent to kill. But I guess it's hard to prove intent, especially without a body. I don't know what that was. Yeah, I know. I was just playing. I gotta show you something. But it's just. But yeah. I hate because in Florida that's death penalty. Because now you got him on fraud and first degree attempted murder. That would be death penalty. You know, Florida got death penalty.
Personal identification of a deceased individual.
Hearing it and having it confirmed brought a whole new wave of emotions.
I love you so much. I'm so heartbroken that this happened to you. And I'm so sorry. And I miss you. I would just hug him so hard.
Searches for Barry continued. The case against his boyfriend was strong, yet hampered by law enforcement's inability to find him. Family and friends launched a grassroots effort, handing out flyers and accumulating a reward from various anonymous donors, totaling $16,000 for information leading to his location. During this time, police played with alternative theories. They undertook an extensive search of the sewer system near the Beach Parkway condo complex. Christopher reported being the target of attacks by other inmates. Christopher's legal team would repeatedly file to have him transferred to what they called safer conditions than the county jail.
Boy, shut the fuck up. You cold-blooded murder someone. Ain't no other safer conditions. Go man up and fight. The fuck? You did that to Barry. You man up and fought him and took his life. Man up and fight. That is what it is. You kill somebody with your bare hands. You know how evil that is? Anybody can pull the trigger. But to man, like, with your hands, that's a whole different type of level of homicide.
His requests were refused, and he went to trial in June 2025.
No. Those are the last noises that the neighbor heard from Barry Schmalbach's apartment before Barry was never seen or heard from again.
While the state outlined a thorough timeline of the crime through witnesses at the building, surveillance cameras, and Christopher's own lies, the defense tried to create doubt where they could. Since Barry had never been located, it was primarily a circumstantial case. Barry, concerned over his health, they argued, had been keen to have Christopher move in to help take care of him. Despite the fact that Christopher did not work, they had a supportive and mutually beneficial relationship, they argued.
They were here at that time, the severe heart issues Barry was having, and the medical issues, and then soon after Chris moves in to the apartment. And you know, here it was very common because Barry was so concerned about his heart issues and medical situation that they got up super early, 4 or 5 in the morning, and went out walking from all the way. If you see a map, you'll see like Beach Parkway all the way down to where the Starbucks is, and just multiple miles.
The defense asserted that the argument between the couple that night, which formed the basis of the state's theory of motive, was not that serious. Indeed, the bartender at Cruisers, who once dated Christopher, said it wasn't loud or over the top, just a little argument. They asserted that as his boyfriend, Christopher had been given use of Barry's credit cards. Barry's wallet, curiously, had been located days after his disappearance in a storm drain along the path he usually took on his long morning walks. Most of his credit and bank cards, however, had been located in Christopher's wallet. Neighbors at the Beach Parkway complex took the stand. Kimberly, from the unit directly below 303, recalled what she heard the night of July 19th. Noises that she later recognized were those of her friend and neighbor being murdered on the floor above.
I was watching some TV, and between that time, I heard something directly right above my unit where I was sitting, because we had, like I said, had the same floor plans. I heard something being thrown up against the wall and heard, no, no, no.
And did you hear anything after that?
Yeah, a couple minutes later, I heard this noise, and it gave me chills, like the hair on my arms. And it was, like someone losing their last breath.
That's your friend?
And then maybe 10 minutes later, I heard chirp, chirp, which was a car.
Okay.
Someone opening up their car. And I, like I said, I know it had to be around 9 o'clock. And I thought, well, that's weird. There's only 3 of us on my side of the building. And they were one upstairs. And like I said, I know they go to bed early. And Mary was downstairs. She don't go nowhere. And it was me. So I thought, well, it's time for me to go to bed. So I went to the front to lock the door. And as I walked by my window, I thought, let me see who. And I looked out, and Barry's Jeep was missing.
Kimberly was not the only resident of the building to witness portions of this horrific crime. In the early morning hours of July 20th, Brian Job awoke in his unit on the other side of the building to noises from outside. There had been construction underway in the area. At first, Brian thought perhaps teenagers had gotten into the construction zone.
So I went to the front door, opened it up just a little bit, maybe 10 inches, and I heard the plastic. And then within just a few seconds, I saw a person dragging something back into the, where I could see like the back half of them. They were bent over, dragging something, and then I could spot them, their back end.
Brian watched as the individual began carrying items into Unit 303.
He was carrying a black tote with a yellow top, like you see at Sam's or Home Depot.
And did you see where that individual go?
He went right into the Unit 303.
Okay. And Unit 303, once again, is that Mr. Schmalbach's residence?
Yes.
And were you able to discern whether or not that individual was one and the same individual that was going ahead and pulling that heavy tarp?
It was.
And did that individual, when you saw him once again with the black bin and the yellow top, were you able to discern, by and through what you observed, who that was?
Yes.
Who was that?
Christopher Davis.
You see some shit like that going on. See what
Babe, you know me.
I already come to, because I was like, man, this a.
Like,
can I be honest? Can I just be blatantly honest?
No, because I don't know what you about to say.
Can I just be blatantly honest?
Tell me what you about to say first.
No. This is an older white community.
Oh, okay.
This is an older. We know y'all nosy than a motherfucker. We got an older white lady across the street from us. When I be catching her, she nosy.
I be saying I'm nosy. I be saying you nosy. She nosy. She nosy.
Across the street. We like the young little crew over here. Everybody else is theoretically older. Yeah, we the youngest.
Older, yeah.
No, down there at the corner, they younger than us.
No, they older.
At the corner.
That couple at the corner?
Yeah, with the little green car.
They older than us.
No, they're not.
Yes,
they're not. They're younger than us. Come on. Bro.
No, I've seen.
No, they're younger than us.
Okay, they around the same age.
And then the girls, they done moved out. So.
Well, yeah, they probably
the young girls.
Yeah. But anyway, that's besides the point. But yeah.
But for theoretically, we're like the young little tenderonis around here. Everybody around this bitch nosy, bro. Some go down, they coming out, they looking like when that old man passed out. They coming to ask you what happened because you saw him. You called the police.
I called the paramedics.
Paramedics. You called 911.
I called 911 for
and they came up to you asking all types of questions.
I'm like, girl, honey, I was coming from the trash, honey, And I seen him, and I just did what I did. Just went into trying to, because he was out cold. Yeah.
So you telling me all these older people, and it sounds like y'all a very like tight-knit community.
Yeah.
No red flags, especially he's 32. I mean 35. He's young. He's the young tenant around all y'all. If I see some shit like that, bro, I'm calling. You heard some stuff going down. This is your friend. Somebody, he's been here for a minute. Y'all have built the...
I will say,
Now, some people say, I'm going to mind my own damn business. These ain't those people. Yeah. Those are not the type of people that will say, I'm going to mind my own damn business. If we were living on above old lady over here, you know, I'm telling you, she the old lady. When it get ready to storm, she outside praying over everything. She's an older white lady, but she outside praying. And when I say she praying hard. I ain't never seen that in my life until I said, oh, she.
You ain't never seen it before?
No, I haven't.
That's crazy.
I haven't. She put her hand on her car. She be blessing everything.
Well, I guess maybe it was with older people. My grandma used to do that.
Yeah.
But
let me get back to it.
But with this,
she not called police?
On, yes, but with the man that's on the stand, right? Listen, Linda. I guess he don't have the news that Kimberly had, that what she heard, right?
Yeah, but it's still alarming.
It's still alarming, right? But some people, they like, well, maybe it's nothing, you know, and they just go on about their day. But say, for instance, Kimberly seen that. She just heard what she heard the night before. And then say, for instance, she seen that. I think then it probably will click in her head. I need to call the police. Yeah. But for him, this is his first encounter. Even though it's weird, and he like, I seen him dragging somebody.
I'm finna say this. Do y'all not communicate with each other like I have a HOA community thing where y'all like say, hey, I heard some noise, or
maybe not.
Because they used to all huddle up.
Yeah.
Remember, they used to hold up with the sheriff, she was state trooper.
State
trooper lady, they used to be over her house all the time, huddle up and gossiping and communicating. Yeah. So.
But maybe it's just kind of like, this is isolated thing he seen, right? And then Kimberly heard what she heard. But maybe if Kimberly heard and seen, she would have called. But since this is his, but even though for me, the way I'm set up, and I'm not fault, and please don't think that I'm fault, because it's no one's fault. Like, the only person responsible for this is Christopher.
Yeah.
Like, point blank.
I still would have called the police, bro.
Point blank. But I guess some people do. They just like, well, maybe it's nothing. Maybe I'm just probably overreacting.
Or why you didn't call Barry and say, hey, Barry, is everything okay up there? When Barry didn't answer, you would have, I'm calling Emergency 911. Because, you know.
Yeah. But I mean, I like, as a family member, if you sit and you tell me like, I heard this, but I didn't do anything, I will feel some type of way. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, it's still Christopher's. Yeah. But I still would like, you know, because I'm human. Like,
because his life was already gone.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When law enforcement searched the building days later, they brought in cadaver dogs. The handler was not informed which vehicle in the parking lot was of interest. The dogs clearly indicated that human remains had been inside Barry Schmalbach's Jeep.
We already knew that.
In their closing argument, the defense posited a few theories. Perhaps Barry met up with a man from a dating app and things went wrong. Or perhaps Barry had too much to drink that night at Cruisers and was struck by a driver on the walk home. Or maybe he just stumbled into a canal.
You can't say that either.
Everybody leaves and goes wandering down Beach Parkway, and if you
they have it on camera of them walking together
through the river in Cape Coral, and then there's canals all around it. And say someone's coming down Beach Parkway and mows them down because they're drunk too. DUI manslaughter. Oh my God, my life's ruined. What do I do? Crap. They're in the car and go. Meanwhile, his wallet fell out and is now in a storm drain. Well, let's get rid of that. Let's blame it all on Chris. Let's infer from the evidence.
But why are certain cars missing? Why certain cars not missing? Come on now, you're not even.
It's all on him, the mastermind here.
The trial was over quickly. Every piece of evidence was presented inside of 4 days. Christopher Davis did not take the stand. The defense called no witnesses. When it came time for the jury to deliberate, they took less than 2 hours.
Verdict.
We, the jury, finds as follows as to count 1 of the charge. Count 1, second-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of second-degree murder. Count 2, tampering with physical evidence.
Christopher was found guilty of each count. The judge swiftly delivered his sentence, life in prison. Christopher also received an additional 5 years for tampering with evidence and 5 consecutive years for each of the 8 counts related to credit card and identity fraud for using Barry's identity after his death. The conviction brought some relief to Barry's friends and family, though it could not remove their grief, made worse knowing that Barry has not been found and that they may never locate him.
Our end goal hasn't changed. We want to find Barry. And we are well aware that a lot of these cases go unsolved and there's no resolution, and families are always just left wondering what happened to my loved one. And we are extremely appreciative for all of the work that has been put into Barry's case.
And that was the tragic case of Barry Schmalbach.
Oh man,
that was heartbreaking.
I just pray that one day they are able to locate,
I agree.
or at least the coward gets the balls enough to let him know, hey, I buried him out here.
This is where he's located. You know what I'm saying?
Hopefully
you're not seeing the light of day. So
not at all.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
If they was able to determine first degree and they had got on case, he would have got the death penalty. That's the only reason, the difference between, because he has multiple felonies, including a first degree, would have gave him.
I do pray that he can be, that his remains can be located one day. Yeah, but rest in peace to Barry, and my condolences to his friends and family.
But hey, man, y'all spam us up. Y'all let us know y'all thoughts in the comments for us down below, man. But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go for the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are.
No time to kick it, got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar, 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 dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar, 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 dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away